On the CBS serial opera Bold and the Beautiful, Eric Forrester is getting more violent by the second because he's desperate to retake control from his son. Eric, Thomas, RJ, and Carter Walton all make comments that seem to portend disaster. These hints point to certain unethical activities being planned across 3 generations of Forrester men. Some viewers might now perceive Eric Forrester, John McCook, as a cranky old man. However, a lot of people appear to view him as a man pursuing what is properly his. However, it appears like a conflict is developing as factions within this family of dressmakers arise. This week, Eric's sudden interest in the Forrester bloodline on Bold and the Beautiful set the ball going. He would spout one-liners to his grandson, telling him that design was in his blood. The patriarch of the Forrester family made it plain that dressmaking runs in the family. R.G. Forrester, Joshua Hoffman, was also reminded that Eric had ultimately passed this on to him after passing it on to his father. The family patriarch therefore seems to have given DNA some thought this week. But he used precise language. Even still, Season B and B followers pondered whether Eric is aware that he is not Ridge's real father. He appeared to be implying that the Forrester bloodline possesses the potential to create, but he stopped short and only said that it is in their blood. However, to some of his followers, it seemed as though he believed that they shared his belief that creativity was a genetic trait. However, it is obviously not the case. Throughout the last few episodes of Bold and Beautiful, Eric made ample reference to the Forrester bloodline. Therefore, even if a viewer got up to go to the toilet or get a cup of coffee, they probably heard at least one of these mentions. Veteran viewers, though, questioned whether Eric was rewriting history. Yes, he imparted to Ridge Forrester, Thorsten Kaye, all of his knowledge of the design arts. On Bold and the Beautiful this week, Ridge in turn taught his son Thomas Forrester, Matthew Atkinson. Although it's not in their DNA as Eric seems to imply, Eric's son Ridge Forrester is not his biological child. But Ridge didn't discover the reality about blood transfusions until he was an adult. This is how B&B made it known that Massimo Morone, played by Joseph Mascolo, was the father of Ridge Forrester. All this talk about Forrester's bloodline and the creativity flowing through RG's veins appears strange to diehard followers because Eric is fully aware of this. Unless, of course, Bold and the Beautiful intends to change the course of events. However, the man who is this week's Forrester creation spokesperson is dealing with more than just rearranging his ancestry. At FC this week, Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, and someone are talking about R.J. Forrester. He might perhaps sow a seed regarding his younger brother and Thomas Forrester's mind. Carter suggests that Thomas might be struggling now that the prodigal son is back home. This week on Bold and the Beautiful, Thomas' coworker said something that confused him. Thomas believes his brother has little interest in continuing the family business. He is unaware that his grandfather has adopted his younger sibling as his own. RG picks up tips from the pro at Eric's estate across the street. Then B&B omits a sequence in which Ridge tells Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang, that RG might be the Forrester family's best designer. That sounds like a jab at Thomas. After all, his newest HFTF collection has him on the rise in the fashion world. However, Eric has a different person in mind, that is, Eric himself, to ride high once more. Therefore, it appears that RG and Thomas may later be set against one another. Meanwhile, Bold and the Beautiful spoilers show Ridge and Eric engaged in what appears to be an epic struggle for control of SC. Additionally, it appears that Eric's obsession with the Forrester bloodline may have contributed. This has probably came up a few times recently for a reason. As a result, it's possible that the family's patriarch on the CBS serial opera is getting ready to abandon his kid because he doesn't carry the Forrester gene.